What's up, YouTube? Mini Minchino here, and welcome back to the Minnycast. For those who are new, this is the weekly podcast vlog type show where I share with you some updates and stuff like that, and just sort of ramble about something for a couple minutes. And yeah, today there's not a whole lot in terms of updates, though I will say that I did my very first live stream that didn't involve an excessive amount of lag, and I'm actually kind of proud of that. So that gives me hope for a future series that I want to do. So I'm going to keep working on that and stuff like that because I keep talking about a series other than Minecraft that's coming to the channel, and it hasn't come yet because I'm still working out technical stuff. So you're going to have to bear with me on that, but I promise it is coming, and hopefully future stuff will come from there. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna jump into today's topic because I don't really have anything else to talk about in terms of updates and things of that nature. So yeah, a little while ago I was on the phone with Melissa. Actually, same day we recorded the last minicast. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. And go check out her channel. Actually, I'll make sure that link stays in the description so y'all can send her some love. Tell her Minnie sent you. Um, but yeah, I was on the phone with her that day, and we decided to come up with a bunch of topics for the minicast. I did post them in my Discord and things like that. And, anybody that has ideas for future minicasts, like, y'all can send them in. I would absolutely love your suggestions. If not, that's cool too. But I was on the phone with her, and we came up with these ideas, and the first one that came to mind, whoops, I dropped my ear pods, that's awkward. I apologize, let me grab my notes here. I actually made notes, I actually wrote them down. This one is how you see yourself versus how others see you. So basically, self-image and, I want to say reality, but like, I don't know if that's the right word. It's like it is, but it isn't, because it kind of implies that the self-image is more of a fantasy, which is not always the case. It's more of a perspective difference rather than fantasy versus reality. It's definitely like, how you perceive yourself and the way you are versus how others perceive you. Because of course, you don't know necessarily what others know about you, per se. Or at least what they, see from you. And, they don't know everything about you because there's either things you don't tell them or show them or something. Or, if there's someone you've just met, then obviously they wouldn't know anything about you and you're not going to know everything about them, kind of thing. But I don't know. It's to me, it's just kind of, I didn't really make notes on how I was actually, like, what points I was trying to make on this, so it's a bit of a ramble. So it's a little bit awkward. But, we're gonna try this anyway. I can only really draw from, like, my own experiences and what I've seen from other people and what they've told me about, how they see themselves or how they see me, kind of thing. And things are gonna get a little bit on the personal side, actually. And yeah, we'll find out if I'm actually ready to talk about this or not. If I'm not, then this obviously won't be uploaded, but it's okay. But going back to that phone call, I was talking to Melissa, and I even mentioned this in the last minicast, how I always saw her as one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life, and she doesn't really think that way about herself in the same way, at least. Like, I can't say that she sees herself as entirely negative or whatever, but because of the things that she's gone through and has dealt with, like, it's kind of like an emotional, like, being emotionally exhausted kind of thing. It's just kind of like, all these things are happening to me and I'm just tired and don't want to deal with them and whatever. But for me, she's always thinking about, this affects me in this way and that sucks. This affects me in this way and that sucks. And that's fair enough, to be entirely honest. But it's kind of how she, deals with it most of the time. And stuff like that. Like, she'll usually deal with it in some sort of humorous way. And, if she can't, she'll talk it out with somebody, kind of thing. But, like, she usually deals with it in as humorous a way as possible. And just kind of generally tries to be really positive about things. And, like, I really respect that about her, because it is really hard to deal with some of the stuff that we deal with and stay positive. Because for me, a lot of the time, my challenges definitely come from accessibility or lack thereof in certain aspects. Like, even more recently, the whole, Unknown Empire, Minecraft accessibility deal. That's been a frustrating battle, and the people involved are trying to help and do whatever they can, so it's definitely not anybody's fault or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, it is frustrating to deal with, because it not only stems to that, it's not its own isolated thing. It stems to just about everything I do, and the fact that I always have to find workarounds for everything. And I'm not alone in this, by any means. I am definitely not alone in this. But, sometimes the frustration gets to me, and, I tend to lash out. And sometimes, a lot of times, I end up lashing out at the wrong people. And, that happens enough, you sometimes start to see yourself as this really bad person that ends up treating everyone they care about like crap. And, that may not necessarily be the case, but it's really easy to get stuck in feeling like that. You know what I mean? And it's just, sometimes that kind of thing happens. But, those same people will sometimes turn around and tell you, you're not this person. You're not, you're not that, yeah, you got frustrated. And yeah, maybe things could have been handled differently, but that doesn't make you a bad person. It just, you're just having a hard time, and we get that. And it's, I don't know, for me, it's really cool to have that understanding and stuff like that. Not that that excuses the way I act sometimes, but, like, it is really nice to have someone that says, hey, like, I get it. That wasn't okay, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, that doesn't make you a bad person. What makes you a bad person is choosing to continue that and just generally doing horrible things. And that's a whole nother debate, I guess. But, like, it's, I don't know. I don't know if what I'm explaining makes any form of sense, honestly. But here it is, I guess. But, like, oftentimes with myself, I have the tendency to beat myself up a lot over a lot of things. Like, if I can't find a solution to a problem as quickly as I'd like, I end up feeling really, really low, and I end up feeling like I'm really dumb or something. Like, I should be able to figure this out. I should be able to do this thing, the way everybody else can do it, or something like that. And then it's really easy to get It's really easy to get caught up in that. And then I feel like a little bit less than. But it's like, no, I'm not less than. I'm still a human being. I am still capable of doing these things. I just need to keep in mind that, sometimes I have to do those things a little bit differently, and that's okay. There isn't a problem with that. It's just, I need to do a little bit of problem solving, and if I can't do that problem solving, then there's a problem. But there's no problem in the meantime, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just really easy to get caught up in that and being really, kind of self-destructive in a way. Not self-destructive as in you're physically hurting yourself, though if you are feeling low enough, that can potentially happen. And if that is happening, seek help. Please seek help. Because you don't want to do that to yourself. There's plenty of things you can offer to the world. Maybe you haven't figured out what that is yet, but it's there. It's somewhere there. And, maybe it's a small thing. Like, even for me, most of the time, people won't hire me for a traditional job. So what did I do? Started making content because it was, something I wanted to do, and it felt like I was doing something that could provide somebody some kind of entertainment. And yeah, my channel's still tiny, but that's okay, because I've made a group of friends that, like the content that I do make, and are genuine friends that support me, and I will support them in their own content. You know what I'm saying? Like, we support each other. We're a community. We're a group. And we care about each other and what we do. And, somewhere down the line, you get better at what you do, and some people start recognizing you for the things you can do, and it just kind of goes from there. So, for me, this is my work. And I think it's great work that I'm doing. Maybe a lot of people haven't seen it yet, but, I'll get there eventually, maybe. And I'm not doing it for the views or anything. I'm more doing it for myself, to be honest. But, that's okay. I really do appreciate the people that have come around and watched this, and even you watching this right now. I appreciate it. I really, really do. And, it just makes me feel happy that, you're willing to watch my stuff and, possibly think that it's great. And if you think that it's either just okay or not good at all, then, thanks for swinging by for the latter. And, it's fine. I feel like I'm stroking my ego right now, and that's not something I want to be doing, you guys. It's definitely not what I'm going for. I'm straying off topic here. I also had a conversation the other day with a lot of the Unknown Empire guys, or at least a couple, and this kind of goes back to the whole accessibility thing, because, I know I keep bringing it up a lot, and I hope that doesn't annoy some people, because I know some people get frustrated hearing about it all the time, not being able to do anything about it and things like that. But bear with me. I had a conversation with some of the group, and they were saying, like, we were talking about, I was pretty much talking about how I felt about, pretty much the whole situation where, the accessibility thing is just hard to find a workaround for, and it just makes things really, really difficult, and it's frustrating to do what I want to do on the server, especially when it comes to participating in story events. There's actually one tonight, and I have to figure out something for that. I was just saying, like, and like, I was being told, like, it's okay that you bring it up. Like, we know that you don't have a choice. Like, you have to figure out a solution, and it only makes sense to ask for that help and, do whatever you need to do. And I'm just honestly kind of terrified of being perceived as just, either really demanding or really annoying or bitchy or some combination of the three. And I just don't want to be, a burden to them. I want to be able to support them as much as they're able to support me, and I feel like I'm not able to do that. And, I know that may not necessarily be true. That's just me and my, insecurities and anxiety kicking in and stuff like that. But that can really affect how you see yourself versus how another person can, will see you. You know what I mean? So sometimes your self-image isn't entirely accurate to who you are. That's not to say it's wrong. That's just, your feelings will influence that. However, the same can also be said of someone else's opinion of you and how they perceive you. That's not accurate to who you are either, necessarily. Now, that is also not to say that you don't know who you are or whatever and don't see yourself clearly, but sometimes it's easy to get caught up in stuff that you just kind of lose sight of that for a little bit, and sometimes you just need to take a moment and just do a little bit of self-reflection and, get yourself back on track, because sometimes, sometimes you just get a little bit caught up in stuff that either doesn't really matter necessarily or is just kind of getting the best of you, and that can really be a problem sometimes. And I hope what I'm saying makes sense. See, this is the thing, is a lot of times I'll talk about something and people are like, yeah, you're making sense, and I'll be sitting here going like, oh god, am I making sense? Like, am I just talking like an idiot right now? And I'll usually get, no, you're fine. And I'm just like, are you sure? And that's kind of, even right now, that's kind of how I am, I'm just like, are you sure I'm good? Am I making sense? Is everything good? You know? And I hope it is. I hope it is. And, you know, a lot of that comes from my own insecurities about things and just, stuff I grew up with. And, sometimes even I will end up in situations where I will feel the need to over explain myself just to make sure, like, I'm not being misunderstood. Because I have often been told by people, like IRL, that a lot of times when I talk and say something, I'll end up, I guess, using the wrong tone or something, and it just comes out wrong. So sometimes I'll sound, really angry or something when I'm not, or sometimes I'll like sound like I don't care about something when I really do. And sometimes how you speak can drastically alter how people perceive what you're trying to say. You know, because like sometimes you could you could say something like, oh, I'm really happy to see you, but if it comes off sounding sarcastic, saying I'm really happy to see you doesn't necessarily mean I'm happy to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it happens, and that's an extreme example that I don't tend to get called out for that specifically, but that's just an example. You know what I mean? And it happens often. It's happened often enough in my life and still happens to this day, despite, how much I've tried to work on it and improve. It still happens almost constantly, to the point where sometimes when I bring something up, I end up just kind of having like a mini panic attack, going like, oh god, okay, this is what I meant. I didn't mean it like this. Please don't hate me. Please don't hate me. And yeah, it's not the best. It's really not the best, and that's yeah. So yeah, and even knowing that the people I'm talking to are already fine with it and don't have a problem with what I just said. Like they're like, it's cool, you don't need to do that. You're fine. But I still have that massive, I guess, insecurity to where I'm like, I just need to. I am feeling compelled to in order to clear this up, even though nothing needs to be cleared up. Everything's fine. Everybody gets it, but there it is. It's stuck in me. It's stuck there, and it's probably going to be stuck with me forever. Who knows? I'm still going to always try to work at it, but I mean, it's probably stuck there. But I'm not going to give up on it. If I can work on it and improve, then I can at least cope with it in a healthier way. So I guess that's all I got, But yeah, I guess those are kind of my thoughts on this. I don't know if any of that made sense. If it did, let me know. If it didn't, let me know. Let me know your thoughts in general. I don't know. But you know what, you guys? That's pretty much going to be it for today. So I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to check out any other series I have on this channel, as well as Melissa's channel. Her link will be in the description. Go send her some love. Tell her Minnie sent you. And yeah, I'll probably be collabing with her in the future as well. But anyway, if you guys haven't already, be sure to join the Minchino clan on Discord. You guys can, get a hold of me almost instantly there. I'm on there like 90% of the time. So there is that. And yeah, until next time, you guys, Minnie out.